Hello. We'll start taking this math. Okay, so today we're working with surface area of geometric solids. And so I'm going to show you how to find the surface area of all the geometric solids that we've learned in class recently. The cube, triangular prism, rectangular prism, pyramids, and yeah, so we're going to find the surface area. So the way we find surface area is basically we take the shape, we draw its net, and then we find the area of each shape in the net. And by doing these steps, we make everything a little bit easier on us. And hopefully you'll be able to understand what I mean by the time the video is over. So we'll take this first one. A wooden cube has a side length of 5 centimeters. Has side lengths of 5 centimeters. Find the surface area. Well, it's a cube. That means all these are squares. That means every single side length is 5. Every single one. So I'm just going to choose this one on the end. That means that this particular shape is going to be a 5 times 5 square. So this is 25. And it's 25 centimeters squared. Well, that means if that one, since they're all squares, that one, this one is 2, so is this one. All of them are 25. And once we know all of them, we can add them up. So cubes are pretty simple. Every single shape is 25 because every side is 5. 5 times 5 is 25. And then there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 faces. So we're going to do 25 times 6. So that's going to be 20 times 6 plus 5 times 6. This is going to be 2 times 6 is 100. So 120 plus 30. This is equal to 150 centimeters squared. Okay. Number 2, find the surface area of a fluffy dice ball with side lengths of 4 inches. All right, cool. So we have 4 inches on each side. 4, 4. And I'm just going to say this, for cubes, because it happens every single time this way, you don't have to draw the net. And that's the only shape that I don't want you to draw a net for. So this is a fluffy dice ball. You got 4 times 4. So this is 16. And there's 6 of them. Basically, to do the cube, find the surface area of a cube. You say the side length, so I'm going to say L times the side length, because that's both of them, times 6. So it's going to be 4 times 6. This is 16 times 6. 16 times 6. So this is going to be 10 times 6 plus 6 times 6. 60 plus 36 is 96. This is 96 inches square. That's the second cube. Cubes are our friends. Cubes are pretty simple. Now we're going to do rectangular prisms. So the first 2 of these I'm just going to use as kind of guides to help us label from now on. And I prefer this one, but the book uses this one. So I want to show you both, but from now on I'm going to use this one, but understand this is fine. So we want to label with length, width, and height. So here's what I always do. I always put height on the end. So if that's the height, if that right there is the height, and I'm going to label all the sides that are equal to that. And it's literally all the way down the center like that. All of those are the height. They're the exact same length. And that's really all you need to know with it. That is the extent of it, which is kind of nice. Sorry, I'm grabbing a couple pins. All right. So all the way down this line right here are going to be the same height. Now, one thing, if I'm going to label this right here, I'm going to label that the length. Okay? So everything that's that length. Well, we obviously know the one underneath it is the same since these are all rectangles. And it kind of goes, this and the one on the opposite side are the exact same shape. So those two. And another thing is with the, I'm going to call these wings. With the wings, if I fold this prism up, this side right here is this side. So these are the exact same side if I were to fold my prism up. So that means that these right here are the same length as well, which means that this right here are the same length. So it's kind of like a big circle there. And finally, we want the width. So I'm going to call that the width. So everything here, so it goes all the way down. And this one on the end is also that length. So we got height, length, and width. We can also just label them. So I'm going to use the same things. So remember, this is width, length, length, width, length, and that's the height. So, and if we thought, yeah, I'll do that again on the bottom. So, or we could do it like this, where we start with length, length, width, length, width, or excuse me, width, length, length, width, length, height. And as long as you have these notes somewhere, it's pretty, you can always refer back to them. And so, notice the pattern. These are always going to be the same. These are the same. It skips and still the length, and the height is only once. Yeah. So I don't care which one you use, but this is kind of our guide to how we label the numbers in the future. Okay. And I know that doesn't make perfect sense yet, but hang with me, and I'm hoping it will. Another thing to remember is that there's always pairs. This shape right here is the exact same shape as that shape. This shape right here is the exact same shape as that shape. And this shape right here is the exact same shape as that shape, which is also important to remember. The wings are always the same, and then every other one is the same on the longer end. And that's going to help us when we're finding our volume, or excuse me, our area. So let's actually use some numbers. So a rectangular prism is 12 by 8 by 4. And I talked about this with one of my classes. Is it does not matter which one of these is the length, width, and height. It doesn't matter at all. So I'm just going to say length, width, height, and we're going to go with it. So length is 12. Okay. So I call this my L. So LL, those are always the same. This is always the width. These two are the same. Width, and then I have a height on the end. Okay? Remember, the wings are the same as the sides next to them, because when we fold them up, it's the exact same side, and then the width are outside, and then there's only one height. So if we know that, I'm going to write them in a different color so it's easier to see. We have 12, 12, 8, 12, 12, 8, 4. So those are the side lengths of this. Those are the side lengths of this. And so now let's find the area of each rectangle. So this one right here, let's start with this one. This is the base length times height. This is going to be 12 times 4. So 12 times 4 is 48. So this one is 48 inches squared. If this one is 48 inches squared, remember it's the same. Every other one is the same. So this one is 48 inches squared. Let's find this top right here. So the wing, 8 times 12. 8 times 12. Well, 8 times 12 is, I believe, 96. So this is 8 times 12. So this is 96 inches squared. So if that's 96, The wings are the same. This is 96. And we're just left with the middle. So 8 and 4. 8 times 4. Well, 8 times 4 is 32. So this right here is 32. Now we have all of our areas. To find the total surface area, we have to add everything up. So this is going to be 96 times 2, which is equal to 192. We have 32 times 2, which is equal to 64. And we have 48 times 2, which is 96. Add these up. This plus that is 160 plus 192 becomes a grand total of 352 inches squared. All right. So again, I labeled my sides first. I found the area of each individual rectangle, and then I added it all up. Okay? So that's rectangular prisms. We're going to switch gears to triangular prisms. So I want to find the surface area of this shape, this geometric solid, and this geometric solid. So I'm going to only worry about 5 first. So I'm using, this is an isosceles triangle, so that's important. That means that these two wings are going to be the same, in two faces. And so I'm going to use this picture up here to label this picture down here. The easiest place to start is with your triangle, okay? Because it's the shape that's different than the others. So I'm going to start by labeling the base. The base right here is 6. That means this base right here is 6. The side of it is 5. That means this is 5. And this is 5. And then it's important to note that we also need a height, okay? That means this in the middle right here, that's going to be 4. Okay, that's hard to see, so I'm just going to write an arrow. The height is 4, and that comes down at a right angle. Okay, so we have the triangle, but we need the rest of it. So if this is 6, this whole length right here is 6, we know that. We have 11 on the outside here. And that has nothing to do with the triangle. And the triangle folds down, and that's the outside. So the outsides are actually 11. And just like before, this is the same side as this. So this is supposed to be 5, as well as that is supposed to be 5. So I've got a lot of numbers, and it's a little jumbled. But we can make sense of this. We just need to know each shape. So let's start. This rectangle right here, 5 and 11. 5 times 11 is 55. So the answer is 55 centimeters squared, which is the same as this one, so this one's 55. The middle right here, this is 6 and this is 11, and remember, just because it doesn't look, so that's going to be 6 times 11, which is 66. Just because it doesn't look bigger than this, guys, this is an imperfect shape. You're going to draw imperfect shapes. So recognize that. Do what the numbers say, not what it looks like. And I want to preach that. Do what the numbers say, not what it looks like. Okay, and let's find the triangle. Remember, the height is 4, so that's 1/2 base times height. The height is 4, and the base is 6. So this is going to be 1/2 6 times 4, which is essentially 3 times 4, which is 12. So this is 12. And the area of this is 12. So now we just need to add everything up. We have 55, two 55s, so 55 times 2 is 110. We have two 12s, 12 plus 12 is 24, and 166. Add all this up, 24 plus 66 is going to be 90, plus 110. That is equal to 200 centimeters squared. It's the total surface area. Find every single shape. It helps if you draw a net, and you want to draw them large enough so that you can write in them. Okay. So draw the net of every shape. of every geometric solid, then find the area of each shape, and then add it all together. This one, I'm going to start, this is a right triangle. I'm going to start by writing my right triangle in, my right angles, and then I'm going to start labeling the triangle first. So it's 5, 12, and then this length right here is 13. Which means this side length is the same as this side length. So this over here is 13 as well. This is 12, so this right here is 12. And then the missing side is this right here. That's going to be that right there. Okay, so let's go for it. 13 times 9 first. 13 times 9 first. That gives us 117. This one is going to be 5 times 9, which is 45. This one right here is 12 times 9. That's equal to 108. And this right here is 1/2 12 times 5. 12 times 5 is 60, but it's a triangle, so you divide it by 2. So this is 60, and that's 60. Anyway, add everything up. 108 plus 45 plus 117 plus 60 plus 60. And I'm just going to let you know that is 330. Okay, that's the lunch bell. I want to go quickly so that I have time. So I'm going to talk fast and expect y'all to pause. I know I'm going to pause when I show this in my class. All right, find the surface area of the following prism. Step 1, draw it. So I'm going to draw a big long rectangle, then break it up into 2, and then draw a triangle on each side. So I got my net. Okay, label. Step 2. Looks like all the sides of the triangle are 5. It's an equilateral triangle. 5, 5, 5. This is supposed to be a 4. That's 4 inches. So the height right here, that's going to be 4. Okay? And so if that's 5, this is 5, and so is this, and then the only missing side is 7.5 right there. Okay? 5 times 7.5 is the first one. 5 times 7.5, that's 37.5, which is the same for this one because it's 5, the base is 5, 7.5, and this one. Since it's the equilateral triangle, all 3 of those rectangles are going to be the exact same. And then this, the height is 4 and the base is 5. So 5 times 4 is 20 divided by 2. That means the area of that one is 10, and so is that one. So to add everything up, we're going to say 37.5 times 3, which is 112.5 plus 10 plus 10 plus 20. So this is equal to 132.5, and I believe it is inches squared. Okay, and I'm moving quickly. Let's do the pyramid. Now this is a square pyramid, and it says the square has a square base measuring 10 inches on each side. So that means that each one of these sides is 10. So that's 10 and that's 10. It has 4 faces. It has 4 faces that are congruent isosceles triangles. The height of each triangle is 12. So the height is 12. Find the total area. So we can do this pretty simply. The middle here is a square, 10 times 10, so the middle is 100. And then each triangle is the same, so we just need to find one. 1/2, 10 times 12. So this is 5 times 12, which is 60. So that's 60, which means this is 60 all the way around. Add all it up. There are 4 60s, so that's 240 plus 100 is 340, and it is inches squared. Okay, I know I sped up at the end, but I'll clear anything up in class that I need to. Have a good day. Matt!